What is biodynamic agriculture? Hi there, welcome. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of biodynamic agriculture. Although you've probably heard the terms regenerative agriculture, permaculture and systems thinking they all derive from the idea of biodynamic agriculture. Biodynamic agriculture is one of the earliest holistic approaches to farming in modern times. Biodynamic farming proposed that a farm should be understood as a living organism, where soil, plants, animals, people, and even cosmic rhythms interact as part of a larger whole. Biodynamic farming combines ecological stewardship, organic agricultural practices, composting and soil regeneration, integration of animals and crops, attention to seasonal and astronomical cycles, and establishes the idea that a farm functions as a self-sustaining ecosystem. The goal is not only to maximize production, but rather to cultivate the health and vitality of the entire system. The focus is to view the farm as its own identity and therefore pay attention to the resilience needed by producing much of what it needs internally rather than relying heavily on external inputs, which is what we most commonly see in farming today. This method of biodynamic agriculture started in 1924 and was introduced by Rudolf Steiner. Concerned about declining soil fertility and the industrialization of farming, Steiner delivered a series of 8 lectures in what is now Poland, known as the agriculture course. At the time, farmers were already noticing that seeds seemed weaker, animal health was deteriorating, food quality was changing, and perhaps worst of all, the dependence on synthetic fertilizers was increasing. In consideration of all these factors, Steiner proposed that agriculture needed to restore its relationship with nature. Keep in mind, this was decades before the modern organic movement emerged. How is biodynamic farming different from organic farming? Organic farming avoids synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, while in biodynamic farming it avoids synthetic inputs altogether. Organic farming focuses primarily on soil and crop health, while in biodynamic farming the focus is on the entire ecosystem of the farm. In organic farming, many purchases are made for external organic inputs, while in biodynamic farming the system encourages self-sufficiency and holistic integration. In organic farming, there is no connection regarding crops and the cosmic calendar, while in biodynamic farming the cycles often follow lunar and seasonal rhythms. Finally, for organic farming the certification is often received through organic agencies, while in biodynamic farming the certification is through Demeter International, with its headquarters located in Darmstadt, Germany. If this interests you, we strongly encourage you to look into Demeter International, as they currently have organizations in over 60 countries worldwide. You could be one more of the many farmers taking the initiative to choose for a more holistic approach wherever in the world you may be. Biodynamic preparations. One of the most distinctive aspects of biodynamics is the use of specific preparations designed to stimulate soil life and plant vitality. Some examples include Preparation 500 or horn manure. For this, cow manure is placed inside cow horns and buried during winter. It is later diluted in water and sprayed on the fields. The intention of this is to stimulate root development, soil microbial activity, and humus formation. Another example is Preparation 501 or horn silica. For this preparation, ground quartz is packed into cow horns and buried during summer. After, it is sprayed in extremely diluted amounts over crops. This supports photosynthesis, plant structure, fruit quality, and light metabolism. For compost preparations, small amounts of herbs are incorporated into compost piles. Some of these herbs are yarrow, chamomile, stinging nettle, oak bark, dandelion, and valerian. These preparations aim to support decomposition and nutrient cycling. From a scientific perspective, some researchers attribute their effects primarily to enhanced compost management, while others continue to investigate broader mechanisms. Biodynamic agriculture today. Many prestigious wineries have adopted biodynamic practices. Some examples include Domaine La Flave Winery, located in Burgundy, France. The vineyard has an area of about 25 hectares and has been fully biodynamic since 1997. Domaine La Flave was established in the 18th century and rose to prominence under Joseph La Flave, who expanded its vineyard holdings after World War I. Domaine La Flave converted its entire estate to biodynamic farming by 1997, among the earliest in Burgundy to do so. This holistic approach emphasizing soil vitality, biodiversity, and lunar cycles. The estate also trains and advises other vignerons through its biodynamic research and education initiatives. The domaine's holdings span prestigious Grand Cru and Premier Cru sites, including Montrachet, Chevalier Montrachet, Batard Montrachet, Bienvenus Batard Montrachet, and premier crusts like Clairvoyant and Les Parcelles. Wines are known for purity, mineral depth, and longevity, reflecting meticulous vineyard care and restrained oak use. Today, Domaine La Flave remains family-owned and managed by Brice de la Morandier, a fourth-generation descendant. The estate continues to set benchmarks for quality and sustainability in Burgundy, maintaining its status as one of the region's most influential and respected producers. In the United States, the Benziger Family Winery is a family-run estate winery led by Mike Benziger in Glen Ellen, Sonoma County, California. It is best known for pioneering certified biodynamic, organic, and sustainable wine growing in the region. The winery produces award-winning wines while emphasizing soil health, biodiversity, and ecological balance. Founded when the Benziger family purchased the historic Wegener Ranch in 1980, the winery initially focused on premium Sonoma varietals. By the early 1990s, Mike Benziger began experimenting with organic and biodynamic farming after noticing the vineyard's declining vitality. The shift restored vineyard balance and became the foundation for Benziger's identity as an early leader in eco-conscious viticulture. Benziger's farming integrates composting, cover cropping, livestock grazing, and natural pest management. Its estate vineyards are certified by Demeter USA for biodynamic practices and by Sustainable Sonoma County. These methods aim to foster self-sustaining ecosystems that produce more expressive and site-driven wines. The winery produces a range of Sonoma-grown wines including Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Chardonnay, and Sauvignon Blanc. Benziger has earned widespread acclaim for both environmental stewardship and wine quality, receiving honors such as the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Green Business Award. It remains a benchmark for regenerative winemaking, influencing sustainable vineyard practices across California and beyond. Another winery worth mentioning is Chapoutier, located in the northern Rhône Valley, known for pioneering biodynamic viticulture in France. Founded in 1808, the estate is celebrated for its terroir-driven wines and its influence on modern Rhône winemaking. Chapoutier began as a small Rhône Valley estate in the early 19th century. The family's long lineage of winemakers expanded its holdings across the Rhône, and since the 1990s, under Michel Chapoutier's leadership, the house has become an emblem of quality and innovation. Chapoutier was one of the first major producers to fully convert its vineyards to biodynamic agriculture. This approach rejects synthetic chemicals and relies on natural preparations, lunar cycles, and biodiversity to sustain vineyard ecosystems. The goal is to enhance grape quality while maintaining ecological balance, a model later adopted by many premium producers worldwide. Chapoutier is highly regarded among critics and collectors. Many of its bottlings have received top ratings from international publications and are benchmarks for biodynamic wine quality. Mixed biodynamic farms. These farms integrate vegetables, orchards, livestock, compost production, and wildlife habitats. The waste from one component becomes nourishment for another. It has a circular metabolism which resembles natural ecosystems. Biodynamic flower farms. These farms emphasize biodiversity and pollinator support. They focus on floral production, seed saving, and botanical gardens. What does science say about biodynamic farming? This is where things become interesting. Research generally supports several outcomes of biodynamic systems. Studies suggest biodynamic farms often demonstrate higher soil organic matter, increased microbial diversity, greater biodiversity, reduced erosion, improved soil structure, and the best part, they thrive with a lower synthetic input dependence. Some long-term trials have found comparable yields to organic systems with improved ecological indicators. Science, however, has not conclusively demonstrated the mechanisms behind lunar planting calendars, cosmic influences, and certain biodynamic preparations. Critics argue these aspects lack sufficient empirical evidence. However, supporters maintain that many traditional practices may involve interactions that modern science has not fully explored. It is wise to consider that many ancient civilizations have had a documented relation with such lunar and cosmic influences, which are found and studied not only in archaeology but are also a source for unknown mysteries in the field of architecture. Despite modern technology is trying to catch up to the mysteries of the pyramids, for instance, it would be ignorant to state that lunar cycles have no effect on the land. Perhaps science has become so specialized that we are failing to see how the systems work together as a whole. We cannot treat our planet as an individual and independent entity. After all, it is also a part of an intricate system of planets. This video is proudly sponsored by M2 Holistic Studio. Since 2020, our multidisciplinary architecture and design studio has been helping clients create spaces that support wellness, beauty, and everyday living. Through holistic architecture, wellness-centered interiors, and thoughtful design strategies, we strive to create environments that nurture both people and place. If you'd like to learn more about our work or explore our services, visit www.m2holisticstudio.com. Thank you for supporting our channel and our mission to create healthier, more inspiring spaces around the world. For homeowners around the world, home gardens are increasing in popularity as there is a higher demand to become self-sustainable. Many people are choosing to grow their own foods as a result of heavy synthetic use found in groceries or food markets. For your home garden, you can start by doing compost out of kitchen scraps, plant seasonally, grow herbs and vegetables together, encourage pollinators in your garden, and finally observe natural cycles. There are many resources found online regarding each subject mentioned, and we encourage you to have fun with this by including family members and taking the incentive to initiate the activities of connecting and engaging more with growing your own vegetables, fruits and herbs as a start. For architects and developers, imagine residential developments incorporating community gardens, food forests, composting systems, rainwater harvesting, pollinator corridors, and educational programs for children and future generations. This transforms neighborhoods from consumers of resources into regenerative ecosystems. What if buildings functioned more like living organisms? Could homes collect water, produce food, support biodiversity, restore soil, adapt to seasonal rhythms, while at the same time foster human connection and wellness? In this sense, biodynamic agriculture becomes more than a farming method. It becomes a applied design philosophy. We look at it under the simple principle that soil and water equal life. Over the past century, agriculture has become increasingly industrialized. While this has increased production, it has also contributed to soil degradation, loss of biodiversity, water contamination, dependence on external inputs, and sadly a disconnection from our food systems. Biodynamics reminds us that health emerges from relationships. A healthy soil will produce healthy plants. Plants in turn influence animals. Animals influence people. People shape communities, and landscapes ultimately shape civilizations. The future does not have to be invented from scratch. In many ways, it can be rediscovered through the wisdom that has guided humanity for generations. By integrating holistic principles into the places we live, work, and gather, we can create environments that not only sustain life, but help it thrive. Whether you are a homeowner, designer, developer, or simply curious about a more conscious way of building, every choice has the power to shape a healthier future. Let us choose to nourish life rather than merely extract from it. Thank you for watching, for sharing this video with others, and for being part of this growing conversation. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us your thoughts below. Until our next journey together, stay curious, stay inspired.